morning. Hey, Monday, let's get to work. The last couple of months, we've seen an increase in a lot of layoffs, probably over the tune of 150,000. So I felt obligated to jump on for about 15 minutes and share my tips and strategies to help those who are in job transition. So grab your cup of coffee and let's hit it hard on a Monday. First and foremost, we talked about last week your resume and your cover letter and your networking and how to network. So if you missed that episode, just go back and check it out. This week, we're going to be talking about job search websites, applying for jobs, creating a portfolio, and preparing an interview all in 15 minutes. So hopefully, we can get through all that. First and foremost, I talk and tell a lot of the people that I work with that are in transition that don't spend a lot of time on websites. Uh, you should try to automate the process in your job search as much as possible. So going out on those websites, the Indeeds, the Ladders, etc., and creating those particular jobs and have them sent to you and only spend, which I did, probably about 45 minutes a day, if that. I found a lot of people who are struggling just sitting in back of a computer submitting jobs and resumes. Well, you're going to probably find a job less than 1% of the time. So you really want to spend a lot of your lion's share on the other activities that are going to give you better results. But when you do that, as far as job transition and outlining the jobs, make sure you probably use some unique titles that may not come in that search. Uh, Chief Operating Officer, you might want to head of manufacturing, head of operations, those types of things, examples, so that you can have those sent to you and spend a good 45 minutes of your day submitting the resumes that you feel are very close to your skill sets. And again, make sure that you've tailored your resumes. I had three different types, one that was focused on manufacturing and operations, another one that was really focused on supply chain, and still another on organization development and strategy execution. So again, focus your time most effectively. Second thing is making sure that you create a portfolio when you do get the opportunity to start your interviewing process. You want to make sure that you have examples. A couple of things that come to mind is making sure that you have kind of a little folder, which I had, resumes on this side, all examples on that side, and you want to break out your skill sets in those two or three categories. Mine was manufacturing and operations, supply chain examples of where it was to where it improved on, whether it was inventory, um, payment terms, inventory reduction, etc. And then you also want to make sure that the third one, was mine was organizational development and strategic execution. Certain things that weren't moving in the business, what I actually was able to lead. Those are types of examples that you want in that right side folder if you're left hand or whatever, vice versa. But you want to be able to use those when you're interviewing. I talk to a lot of clients that are, struggling because they get to maybe the second round, but they're not really bringing things. And I always say you always want to leave something with them. It's kind of creating the wow factor. And if you don't know what the wow factor is, take a look at my book or check out my LinkedIn profile where I've actually outlined creating the wow factor in 3 articles that are available on my profile. But again, creating that portfolio will help you beat your competition. And you always want to do and find ways that are going to move you through the interviewing process all the way to the final stage. Once you get to the final stage, I see a lot of people are always getting to the altar, but never getting wed as far as the opportunity. And what I ask is, are they creating that 90-day plan? So if you're a professional or an executive, you want to make sure that based on all the interviewing leading up to that final round and all the insight, you want to be able to at least create some process that helps people pick you better than anybody else. I can tell you in previous opportunities that I've taken, that was the deciding factor. Out of all the 2 or 3 final candidates, I was the only one that actually brought a 90-day plan. And this is just an outline of, based on the inputs, what you think the first 90 days are going to be. And again, I would lead always, but this is something that can always be tweaked when we start on day one with the leader that you're going to be reporting to, but at least gives them an opportunity that says you've already taken it to the next level. And then finally, preparing for the interview, I tell a lot of people is that even in a phone screen, you want to make sure that you come off with confidence, clarity, and capabilities and skills. And funny thing is there's still a lot of phone screens that people do at a particular level of the interviewing process. Always dress up. Yeah, because it does come across. I use this term based on my military days that when I dressed up in my dress blues or my dress greens, I always kind of stood an inch taller, more confident, and it comes across in your interviewing process. So if these tips have helped you, I ask you that you share these. And if you haven't realized that last week, Hired actually reached bestseller on Amazon. So I want to thank everybody out there. If you also have further questions, reach out to me. I'm more than willing to help you get hired. And thank you. Thanks for tuning in to Hey Monday, Let's Get to Work podcast. Remember, your job search journey is not a sprint, it's a marathon. Keep pushing forward, stay focused, and most importantly, believe in yourself. If you need more help, connect with me, or you can get a copy of my book, Hired, Cut Your Career Search Time in Half, now available on Amazon, Audible, and Kindle. We'll be back next week with more inspirational tips to help you land your dream job. Here's to you seizing the week.